Merry Meet, Annie here. This video is about Samhain. It is about settling down to our Samhain rites, doing whatever it is that we have invented for ourselves or copied from others and made our own, where we settle down and lift the veil between the worlds. You might want to visit the video I have just uploaded on the subject of the veil between the worlds to have some idea how I see the absolute and beautiful power of it. But the reason I wanted to do this video is in support of those of you who have told me that you designed what seemed like a powerful Samhain ritual. Did everything in a way that felt right to you, sat there in the beauty and the dark and the quiet, had an appreciation for what you were doing, this lifting of the veil between the worlds, and yet you felt nothing happened. Like setting a place at a table and the ancestors chose not to come. It could be a very upsetting experience. It was for me, very often in the beginning of my practice. It made me think of it differently. Coven mates would be having entire conversations with departed loved ones, and I had no one. No one. Occasionally I even had a good sense of what the others were experiencing. I could sense their loved ones, but I didn't have any luck inviting my own ancestors in. Now it's true that the history of my family is a conservative one. There was not a lot of joy and laughter and partying in my family when people were present here. We took life terribly seriously. So I wondered, is this too much a party that my ancestors have no desire to return to? Over time, though, I realized that I was taking a very literal view on inviting the ancestors, of taking time to put it aside and then expecting them to show up. I came to realize the power of the moment was in my memories of those ancestors, those loved ones who have passed over. I'm not saying that some of us don't have contact with those who have moved on. I sometimes think, though, it's according to their desires, whether they have totally moved on to the whatever comes next for them, whether they have embraced a new reality and moved on from this one, because in a way, isn't it our ego that believes they want to stay connected to us forever? We run into this concept a lot in Wicca, the concept that in the end we'll be reunited with our loved ones. Well, we don't all believe in that. A lot of our ancestors and departed loved ones may not have believed in that. Their concept of what the afterlife might be might not match ours. I tend to think that we create our own afterlife by the belief we hold in this one. I gotta tell you, my ancestors seem to have decided when they were done here, whatever their purpose was, they moved on to something else. And when I stopped taking it personally, that they didn't seem to show up at the table when I made a place of welcome for them at Samhain, when I gave up that expectation and instead made it a night where I memorialized them, I remembered my love for them. I remembered my respect for them, why they were important in my life. Sometimes I could remember why I was important in their life in a humble way, but one that made me realize that I also had a purpose in our relationship. When I focused more on that, what happened was a feeling of their presence. If at any time I tried to make it, oh my gosh, you were here, hello, it disappeared. But when I held on to the emotion, the act of memorializing them, the act of honoring them from my heart, when I held on to that emotion, they remained present. If we tried to analyze it, it might be that it is emotion, which is the thing which connects us outside of time and place. Whether we are reconnecting to the emotion that was when they were still here with us, or whether when they leave this place, The emotion they felt for us is like the trailing of a comet, that as they go wherever they are meant to go next, there is this memory, this trail, this little glittering leave behind of the emotions that connect us one to the other. When you settle in to your rites on Samhain Eve, what intent do you take there? Do you sit in expectation, having declared that you are outside of time and place and therefore assuming that departed loved ones will come to you? Or do you instead set yourself up as a beacon of love, holding thoughts of respect, holding memories of what bound you to that person while they were physically present in your life? I discovered that was the link that took everything outside of time and place. At moments in my Samhain rite, I feel their presence. And that feels outside of just my memory of them. I don't know if in the doing I have touched on the comet tail of who they were when they were with me at my side in a literal way, or whether one or the other of them has chosen an afterlife that keeps them in some way connected to the here and the now. I have a strong sense personally that when I'm gone from this world, I'm gone. Even as I live this world, I feel the pull to moving away from it. I think maybe it's one of the reasons why I don't have a particular fear of death and dying and what comes next. I've always felt a magnet pull, not in any way in a hurry to release my connection to here, but I know that whatever my reason for living this time around, whether it's the culmination of many lives or whether it was one life lived with a certain purpose, I'm gone, my friends, when I'm done here. I won't be showing up in anyone's Samhain celebration in actuality. But I do hope that the memory of love, what is behind me when I am gone, connects any who I have left behind with who I was to them when I was here. Release your expectations of visitations at Samhain, and in that release I can guarantee you, you will be surrounded by those you love. The memory of your love alone is enough to connect you throughout all time and place. And if you feel them dancing at the edges of your Samhain circle, don't try and reach out to embrace them. Don't let them then dissolve on you like a chimera that may never have been there to begin with. Instead, appreciate that dancing at the edge of your celebration is that place of mystery, that place we cannot possibly conceive of, where everything is possible. Whether they are there, dancing at the edge of your circle in actuality, or whether it is your love that has literally created a presence which is the sum of everything they were to you. Each is equally powerful. Celebrate your memory of them. Celebrate the fact that they, like you, have transformed through the wheel and they've moved on. They've become something aligned to what their greater self, what their goal in living to begin with was. We don't anchor them here through the experience of Samhain. Instead, it's like a reflection. It is a mirror of our love. It's a beacon of our love, which whether it attracts them to join us or whether it is simply that by the power of our remembrance, we create truly an entity of that remembrance. The sacred act of remembrance. If you approach Samhain from this perspective, I guarantee you it will move you, move through you, and leave you changed. because love is a great transformer. I wish you mirth and reverence. Mary Part.